Hi, so let's review the campaign section on Mergn. So if I want to create a campaign, I can click here on create new and it shows me all the channels on which I can create a campaign, whether it be email, SMS, WhatsApp, web push, web pop-up and few other channels. And I can also click here on create campaign to get access to the same channels. Now on Mergn, for each of these channels, we have three different options to create a campaign. So one of them is event triggered, one of the options is one time, and one of the option is periodic. So what is the difference between the three? If I want to launch a campaign based upon customer behavior, for example, customer who've added item to cart, I want to trigger them an email, then I will opt for an event triggered campaign if I want to target customers or I want to trigger a campaign based upon behavior. If I want to launch a one-time campaign creating promotion for any product I have launched, let's suppose I've launched a new pair of shirts and I want to carry out a promotion to my audience, then I'll create a one-time campaign, and which would be this. And if I've launched that new shirt, but I don't want to just send out a communication to my customer once, I want to send out communication to my customers about that product for a few times, then I would opt for a periodic campaign. But don't worry, I'll walk you through each one of them. So let's assume I've launched those new shirts and I want to promote promotion which is one time. So if I click on one time email, so I right click my first shirt promotion. So my first shirt promotion campaign, right, and then I can select a segment. Let's suppose I created a segment of customers who have not completed an order in the last 360 days and I want to send a shirt promotion campaign to those customers. So first step, I select a segment. Then in next section, I have to complete goals. So these goals are the conversion goals. So to whomever I'm sending this email campaign, if those customers engage with the email campaign and then did the behavior which is complete order, so I want this conversion goal to be marked as result of this campaign, and I also want to track the revenue for each order, right? So I want to track the conversion goal which is complete order, and I want to see what is the total revenue I've generated. Then it also shows me the number of days I want to track the goal for. So here it says track goal for 1 day after the customer has either opened or clicked the email. So I have an option to select from either of this. So I go for open. So how this tracks is, if I've sent out an email campaign and the customer opens the email campaign tomorrow, and after opening the email campaign, it looks for that customer behavior for the next 24 hours. And if the customer converts, then that conversion is attributed to this email campaign because the customer saw the email and then went ahead and placed the order, right? So we set up the tracking goal, and then we have something which is called the custom control group or control group settings. So what it does is, let's assume the total number of customers in this segment are 10,000, and I want to see that to people who I'm sending this campaign, how effective is this campaign. So I can select a custom control group of 50%, which means that to 50% of the people in that segment, the campaign will not be broadcasted to, and it will be broadcasted to the remainder 50%, which is 5,000 customers. And eventually when the campaign has executed, it will show me on the results page that customers to whom this campaign was broadcasted to, how many of those customers placed an order, and it would compare it with customers who did not get the campaign but still came to place an order. So a sort of A/B test to see the campaign performance with each other. So once I've set up the campaign control group, custom control group. So what is custom control group? It helps us to measure the effectiveness of the campaign Let's assume there are 10,000 people in the segment and I set up a custom control group of 50%. What it would do is it would send the campaign to half of that segment, like 5,000 customers, and it would not send the campaign to the remainder 5,000. And when the campaign is executed, it would show me on results page that the customers who got the campaign, how many of them came and placed an order, and the customers who did not get the campaign, how many of those customers still came and placed the order. So it would enable us to measure the effectiveness of the campaign. Once I've set up my goals section, I go to content, and like any content builder, I write the subject, which is, hey, this is a new offer on shirts. And then I add a pre-header as well, which is, you get 50% off on your purchase. And then I go to email content, and this I have a free drag and drop builder to build my favorite campaigns. Like I add in the header, and I can also add things like images, content to make it better, etc. Then once I finalize the content, I can also, since the shirts or any new product I'm offering is a new item, I can also use a dynamic feature from Mergn, which automatically pull up recently added products, which I can add to the email and send to the customers directly to promote those elements. So I just go on the top again and I mention, here are the latest products you might be interested in, and I finalize my email, and then I go ahead, and since it's a one-time email, I select the date, and then I select the time I want to broadcast it at, and then I just simply finalize the time, and I go ahead, review the changes, and I publish this campaign.